Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we currently are in a bit of a stalemate mostly because of our logistical requirements in this particular supply region. Now, that said, they only have 3 supported supply here, and 84 supported supply here, and they have a similar number of troops as us, right? So I'm assuming, and we're still moving troops around, don't get me wrong, but I'm assuming right now that they are in a worse logistical situation than we are. Because we have a max logistics here of 111, theirs is 84.31, and they have perhaps even more troops than we have, although we are currently showing that the forces are roughly equal. I think that we're just going to continue with what we've got here and see if maybe these guys back off into this supply region a little bit. That would be super convenient for us. Maybe we should be mounting an offensive from this supply region only. So instead of doing this, maybe we should be putting our offensive line, say, right down here. Although I don't want to do this. Putting the offensive line essentially right like that, although the opposite direction. Okay. Exciting. Yeah, what I really, really want is the offensive line to be, well, maybe what we need is a spearhead then. So it would be like this army would be set to spearhead. I want it to be not like that. I want it to be the other direction. Basically like that, yeah. Something along that line. We could do that, in theory. So by attacking from this supply region, we're not really exhausting our supplies up here. And for right now, we're going to stop our attacks up here and focus in over here for the moment. Now, we're still moving troops around over here, and that's fine. I'm not too concerned about this. But if we can get our hands on a significant chunk of this state, then maybe we can get the infrastructure control on it, which would be a very, very convenient thing for us. Now, we're still struggling to attack them over here. That's for sure. That said, we've also got this naval invasion that is almost prepared. So that is great. These guys are on their way over. This is all still in the same supply region, though, so that's not really a concern. We're down to 126 out of 110 required, which is nice. And I wouldn't mind moving these close air support planes up to here. Oh, they're attached to the army. That's right. That's completely fine. Keep doing what you're doing. However, I wouldn't mind moving these guys. Can we rebase these? That'd be convenient. Can we just, like, move them, say, here? To this airbase? Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we want. So we'll move them up there. And now that they have arrived up here, we want them to be over here. So we want these guys to be on air superiority, and these guys to be on strategic bombing. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get ourselves some air superiority in this region. We've got our close air support ready to go. I'm actually going to... I'm going to set in another unit of close air support here. So where is our close air support planes? It's in here somewhere. Close air support. Excellent. We're going to toss in another 1,000 of them. There we go. These guys are currently attached to this army. We're going to attach these guys to this army right here, and these guys to this army. Excellent. Okay, additional close air support coming in over there. Now, we do have another airbase over here. I think this is fine as is, though. Wait, did we successfully push over here? Or is this the way it always was? This is the way it always was. I think. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Perfect. We do have a research slot available, and we will just grab this, I guess. That'll be fine. Unassigned division can plop into that army. Perfect. And this guy should be about ready to execute. Insufficient naval supremacy. Okay, fair enough. We currently only have 8 submarines here. Okay. We are producing a lot of submarines, right? In theory. It is in production, of course. We're a little bit short on our steel, but overall we're doing pretty well. So yeah, that should be fine. We can free ourselves up a factory from rubber, but we're going to use that to get some steel. So let's go ahead and bring that on down. Excellent. These guys can hop into this army. And these guys are about ready to launch their naval invasion. Let's tell them to go. Actually, they are lacking their naval supremacy, of course. Let's tell them to not go. And in the meantime, I'm interested in checking here. This fleet here is set to do what exactly? I don't think it's set to do anything. Let's tell it to get to patrol this region. Excellent. This fleet here, let's tell it to come help out patrolling this region. And then these guys can probably all group together. Excellent. And then we can tell it to do something in a little while when it's ready to go. Excellent. Okay, so we're still moving troops around over here, but they're pretty much ready at this point. This attack over here is not going tremendously well, but that's okay. We're working on it. We just want to keep hitting them over here. Meanwhile, we want everyone else to be setting up an offensive line. And that offensive line needs to be right back in that supply region. Excellent. Go on. Let's see if we can catch them off guard. Brazil decrypted our cipher. We don't care. Speaking of ciphers, though, can we decrypt Suriname's cipher? Yes, we can. That is definitely something we should be working on. Okay. 38 more days. Okay, that'll be a while. How is Suriname doing on their manpower? 2.34 million. We're making a dent, but it's a very, very slow process there. Okay. I mean, we're largely just having a supply issue, right? So, I mean, we know what needs to be done. The question is just, how can we get enough control here to build the infrastructure that we need? Because the supply area, for some reason, this supply area encompasses a lot. Like, it encompasses this county for reasons. I couldn't tell you what those reasons are, but it does. And it uses an average mechanism to determine your infrastructure in the area. So that's interesting. Not too much we can do about it right now. Now this guy, he is set to balanced execute. So is this guy. So that's fine. I want to continue testing their defenses here. And in the meantime, I want to take a look at our naval situation here. Okay, we have some naval supremacy over here. Let's head over to the Caribbean Sea with these lads and tell them to patrol. Excellent. That should give us, I think, the naval supremacy that we need to launch this invasion. I also want to have these guys have a few other areas where they are doing naval invasion support, specifically here in the Caribbean Sea. Excellent. Okay, that looks good. Theoretically, we can launch our naval invasion. And off we go. This should pull some pressure off of this front, is the idea. I'm betting that this is all defended, though, so it's very possible that we just straight up fail with this invasion attempt. Why are they only taking 20? Whatever. It's fine. Close enough. We may as well expand these. I mean, it does use civilian factories, but I'm still interested in having that happen. And we're constructing additional civilian factories, so that's completely fine. Military police are finishing up. This is all pretty much just throwaway research at this point, with the exception of this. Okay. The question is, how does this naval invasion go? If we can grab this away from them and take... Actually, I doubt that we can walk over this. But if we can grab this away from them and pull quite a few of them up this way, we can actually see that they're starting to move up this way, I think. Maybe a little. They have to know that something's going on. Yeah, we can see that there are some defenses up here. I'm not surprised in the slightest by this. We might be able to grab this location. I don't think we'll be able to keep it unless they're dumb and let us for some unknown reason. Basic amphibious tanks, good to go. We'll grab improved amphibious tanks. And the question is, what can we grab? We're about to find out. The answer is perhaps this. We might grab this. Does this have a naval base? No, it does not. Okay, so if we grab this, we have to expect that we're going to lose it, but we're going to pull troops northward, hopefully. Okay, we did indeed grab it. We instantly need to begin construction here. Naval bases, top priority. Land forts, top priority. So we're going to do that and that. Absolute top priority. Also, good priority on infrastructure repair. Excellent. Now, I'm expecting that we're going to get pushed out of here. I really, really am. We'll see. We'll see if they let us establish a toehold here. It takes so long to construct, though. These guys are heading all the way back. Yeah. So, we're not going to be able to reinforce this either. So, I'm willing to bet these guys are sacrificial. But we have now discovered that their defenses up this way are pretty substantial. So that's good to know. We're going to have some major supply issues up here for quite a long time, of course. They are immediately attacking us, and we do expect this, right? This is fully expected. Let's put all 24 divisions there, but I doubt that we're going to get anybody in there until such a time as we're pushed out. So I'm not going to be shocked if we lose this. We're mostly just testing the waters on seeing what is doable up this way. While we are, making some progress over here perhaps? No, I keep thinking this, but this is not progress. We are, however, I think taxing their supplies. If we look at their average organization over here, I'm pretty content with that. Let's switch over to an aggressive attack. We're already aggressively attacking here. Now, this is definitely taxing our own supplies as well. There's no doubt about that. Let's check in on our construction. And have we been pushed out up here? I'm pretty sure we have. Yeah, we've been pushed out up here. That's to be expected. Let's have these guys come back over this way. Like, I'm just going to set them back on area defense over here. Okay, that is fine. And we're going to move these guys into that army. And these guys as well. We just need to get them reinforced back up. Again, I'm not surprised that that was a failed naval invasion. Not in the slightest. However, are we actually making progress here? We're quite a ways from getting there, actually. We're not making progress. But we want to just continue chipping away at them. That is the overall goal here. I mean, we might be making progress. They might end up yielding some territory here. I don't think this is going to be an endless stalemate. My theory is that they can't keep this up. If we just look at Suriname here, at their intel ledger, we can see they are currently down to 2.19 million. Their manpower is being drained. And they are currently using 31 military factories. Of those, 14 are for armored equipment and 14 are for airplanes. They cannot keep up with our industrial output. Did I just put a paratrooper into here? Yes, I did. Okay, let's not do that. Okay. We're going to keep putting paratroopers into this army for a little while, but we're probably going to start dropping them soon. Like, getting behind this line would actually be really convenient. Let's delete this order and start moving these paratroopers down to this state. So we can paradrop from here to, say, I would love to come in behind their lines and come in over here. Do we have to go in at a... not a valid province? What is a valid province for paratrooping? Must have an airbase with some transport planes. Okay, that's something we can do. We don't have any transport planes here right now, but we can bump these down to, say, 800 and 800, and we can put in some 400 transport planes. And actually, you know what? I just realized something. I'm dumb. We already knew I was dumb, but in the meantime, we can have these guys be air supplying from this region to this region. That's a thing we can do. This might be entirely pointless. We'll see what happens when these guys get deployed. They're currently 90% there. Okay. There's only the one transport plane working right now, but that is fine. Now there's 400. And if we check our logistics over here, it doesn't seem to help. Fair enough. Regardless, we're still going to tell these guys to paradrop from here. Okay, that's a pretty short range. If we get this airbase, then that'll be a useful thing. For now, we're just going to have them come over and area defense in this region. Okay. We'll also have them stop drilling for right now. We are actually making some progress over here, I think. Yeah, we may actually make it in here. We're not super close, but it may end up happening, which would be fantastic. 96. Yeah, I think our attrition is working. If we can get access to this airbase, then that will allow us to paradrop in behind them, which I think will be a very useful thing indeed. Now, that said, we're going to have some need for some airdropped supplies. But regardless, I mean, even if we could just pocket these guys, that would be a huge deal for us. Yeah, I think we're doing fine. How are we doing on our logistics? We're still limited by the infrastructure. The airdrops don't appear to be helping, but I think that they just don't have the supplies here. They are more limited by supplies than we are. So we're able to push in through sheer attrition here. These guys are retreating. We're pushing in. These guys are retreating as well. If we can have this be our new front line, that's a very big deal for us. We'll have to see if... I don't think that changes the supply zone. Okay, they've moved reinforcements in here. They've not yet moved reinforcements in here, but they have time. It'll take us quite a long time to get there. We're currently showing as weaker than the enemy. So I think I'm going to jump this guy back to a balanced battle plan. I feel like, unless they're going to reinforce, which they are, I feel like if we get there in time, that served its purpose. And if it didn't, we can use this time to continue our resupply a little bit here. But I want to continue harassing them as hard as we can from this supply zone. That is going to be pivotal to our plan. We're currently winning up here. Even if we just take this with the spearhead, that's a huge, huge deal. If we can cut these guys off and pocket them, I would love that. And this gets into a new supply zone. So I think we're good on that front. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they managed to hold that airbase. We're just working on resupplying this area a little bit right now. I see that our average supply in that area has dropped. Is it anything on our end that we can do anything about? No, it's not. See, this is something that I don't like about the way that supply works in this game, is that attacking the enemy ends up ruining your own supply lines because it uses the average infrastructure in the state. It's kind of strange, if you ask me. Well, we might be about to push into here, but I think they have reinforcements on the way. Yeah, they absolutely do. That is fine. We're going to continue doing some research. There's only so much we can do. At some point, we're going to run out of research. Okay. We're researching medium tank 1 and 2 at the same time. Okay, this, however, is a big deal. We can grab that infiltration assault, reducing our supply consumption by 10%. That may be enough to break this stalemate. I feel like the stalemate is kind of breaking on its own. Like, we're pretty consistently winning these battles at this point, right? So I feel like that's winning on its own to some degree. Are we still giving combat here? Okay. It just takes so long to move around in the Amazon. Are these guys retreating? Some of them are moving up this way. Okay. That's fine. I don't think we're going to get up there before they do, but regardless, any damage we do to Suriname at this point, I'm happy with. Where are our paratroopers at? There they are. Excellent. Now, we could construct our own airbase, right? That's something we could do. We could go into construction, and we could construct an airbase, and we could construct it right here. Maximum level is already reached in the state. And that's because of this airbase. Okay. So it doesn't work like naval bases that way. Noted. I really feel like we're making progress here, though. We just gotta push in and grab a substantial portion of this state so that we get control of the infrastructure creation. That's the big thing that we gotta do here. Specifically so that we can push in over here, which is super awkward if you ask me. Logistics shouldn't work like that, but okay, whatever. It's a very strange situation. And it's completely created by the fact that this province is in this supply zone. That's 100% of the reason. But that's okay. We're making progress over here. We're definitely winning these battles. I want to look at what their... That's Brazil. I want to look at what these guys' manpower is like. 2.34. Okay. So they're presumably ramping up their conscription a bit. or the AI just cheats on manpower. Either way, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next episode, we are going to try to break this stalemate. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.